The number one seems to follow around Valeri Kamensky throughout his career like a shadow. Let's look at all the examples, and believe me, there are a lot of them. He scored the Avalanche's first franchise goal at exactly 10 minutes of the first period. He took one penalty shot in his career on October 26, 1996, in the first minute of the second period, up 1-0. He scored 1-for-1 lifetime in the NHL. Coincidentally, this would also be Kamensky's 101st career goal, and it would come in the 11th game of the 96 season. In the Quebec Colorado franchise, he scored 11 goals in the 11th minute of a period, including his 100th. With 11 goals on the 96-97 season, he scored his 111th career goal in a 4-4 tie against the Oilers. The closest he ever got to scoring at 11-11 of a period was at 11-12 of the third period against the Blackhawks on March 26, 1992, which the Nordiques lost to hand them their 11th OT loss of the season. He assisted on a goal at 10 minutes and 1 second, the 11th minute, of the first period on April 2, 1998, in which the Avalanche would only score one goal and lose, one of 11 times that would happen that season. The most one-y any of his production would get would be on November 11th, 1996. The Avalanche had 11 wins, and Valeri Kamensky got his 11th assist of the season in the 11th minute of the third period on a Peter Forsberg goal. The one man's most productive games of his career were a pair of 5-point efforts against the Whalers and then the Flyers, in which both opponents' records had 11 ties. And between those two games, there was 1 year and 11 full days. In 98-99, on February 5th, the Avalanche were on an 11-game win streak, the one time it would happen with Kamensky. It started on January 10th, and in the streak, Kamensky to that point had 10 points. So close. In 93, on October 10th, his team beat the Penguins 7-4 to rise to a 1-1-1 record. In 97, in the first game of the season, Val scored his first goal in the first minute of the second period on October 1st. In 96, the Avalanche's first season, Kamensky assisted on Adam Deadmarsh's first goal in the 11th minute of the second period, and the Avalanche would end the game with a tie and a 1-1-1 record. In both his first and last years in the Quebec Colorado system, he was a -1 and then a +1. In his first game with his first team after the Quebec Colorado organization, on October 1st, 1999, he had 1 point, an assist, in a 1-1 tie against the Edmonton Oilers, and their records after that night were both 0-0, 1-0, which, funny enough, in binary is 2. In the modern NHL, Kamensky's Rangers became the 11th team to end their first game of the season in a 1-1 tie. The number of games that Kamensky played that ended in a scoreless or 1-1 tie? 11. In the 11th game of his second season in New York, which happened on November 1st, he did not play. Darn. But in the prior game, he scored a goal in the 11th minute of the first period and assisted on one in the first minute of the third period. But even though he couldn't play in the onest of one-league games, the one ghost continued to haunt his team, as in both games, the opponent only scored one goal, and their record had one loss and one OT loss. In Game 81 of his final season in 2002, Valeri Kamensky needed one goal to get to 200 goals and 500 points, and he got it 1 minute after Scott Stevens scored his first goal of the season. But in the third period, he got the secondary assist on Patrick Eliash's 29th of the season to get his career point total to 501. But out of all of this, Valeri Kamensky never, ever played a game on January 1st. But he did play a game on January 11th once in 1994, a game that ended 1-0. The one-least goal probably ever was not scored by Valeri Kamensky, unfortunately. That was scored by Tony Amonte, who, at 31 and 101 days, scored his 332nd goal at 1 minute, 1 second of overtime on November 11th, 2001. That's all for me. I'm going insane. I'll see you later.